Hey guys, hope you all are having an amazing day today. Welcome back to the garden. So today I am going to be working on something that I keep putting off all the time. Yes, you guessed it. It's my bird baths. I am going to be cleaning the bird baths today because I keep putting them off. I keep saying I'm going to get it done, I'm going to do it, and it's not happening. So I just put a little bit of concrete cleaner inside of it and I'm gonna go scrub it. But the one dilemma I have, the scrub that I normally use in the bird bath, I can't find it. So I am gonna be putting on some regular gloves and use a hard brush and see if that's gonna clean it up. At least if I get it just about halfway clean, I'm gonna be satisfied. Okay, at least halfway. So that I'm gonna be working on today. I also want to show you guys a few things. One, it's about the video that I just posted 2 days ago. I want to show you guys something in the pollinating garden. Well, not really show you something, just to explain something. And also, because I know I have a few people ask me, not in the comments, they ask me by text message. And I wish they put it in the comments. You know, because maybe the question that they're asking is what somebody else wants to know. Anyway, I'm gonna explain something in the pollinated garden, and also I want to show you guys one of the trees that I planted and some plants that I shifted around. We're gonna get all into that. I'm gonna just walk you guys around and show you, but the main goal here today is to clean the bird baths. Okay, so this is a view of my pollinated garden. The reason I call it my pollinating garden is because I did plant a lot of flowers for pollination in this garden, and it's closest to my walkway, my patio, and all this stuff. And I always see all the bees and butterflies and stuff that lands in this bed from my kitchen window. You know, I can see it from my bedroom window, up on the patio, like right up here. I come out here and I can see, you know, all the pollinators in the garden and stuff. So that's the reason I call this space my pollinating garden. And again, if I mention, I can also see it from one of my kitchen windows. So again, that's why I call it the pollinating garden. But just so that folks will understand, when I call this my pollinating garden is because, again, I put a lot of pollinating flowers in this garden so that I can attract the birds and the bees and every other pollinating guest that comes to this space. Okay, the reason I put the arborvitaes, these are not pollinators. The arborvitaes are not pollinators, but the reason I put them here, this structure right here, is for privacy. And so I wanted something, I think last year or the year before I planted this one, I think sometime last year I probably planted the other two. And the reason, again, is for privacy, because my back area is like a front area. Everybody that passes by, because of the my house is on a corner, and so the backyard looks as though it's a front yard. So it's fully exposed. So whenever I come out through the back door, if I'm doing something, everybody can see me. Everybody, you know, hi. And I don't mind talking to my neighbors. In fact, I love talking to my neighbors. But if I'm out here sitting down relaxing, I just want to sit and relax. You know what I mean? I don't want every single person in my business. Now, forget about the mess. I'm still working on stuff in this corner here, so just pay no attention to this. Okay? So that's the reasons why you see the arborvitae, the viburnum back there. I'm creating that barrier, just this back wall basically, to get the privacy that I need. And in front, which is what you're gonna see here, I'm coming up to sun. So this is the front of the garden, and in the front of the garden is what you basically see all my pollinating flowers, like the hydrangea and the little flowers and stuff like that. This is where you see all those kind of stuff. Every pollinating flower, that's what's planted to the front area. So I hope this helped. I hope the little bit of explanation helped as to why I call it my pollinating garden. So I explained it before, and hopefully it's clearer now. Okay, so another thing I'm going to talk about is some of the trees that I moved or plant. Okay, so shifting over to this side, this is one of the apple trees. This apple tree was planted all the way up there. I just have a delivery. I can see the Amazon truck. Okay, so this apple tree right here, it was planted up there. I'm going to show you that spot. I took it out and bring it back into this area. And the reason I did this is because this little section here get the full blast of the sun in the afternoon. Like once the sun comes over on the other side, on the west, it comes down and you get a lot of sunlight. So you get it in the morning and you get it in the evening. And that's why I put this tree right here, because I wanted to get a lot of the sunlight to be able to thrive a lot better. I felt like having the tree over there, it wasn't getting enough sunlight, and so it wasn't thriving. I don't know if that's the problem. I'm just guessing that's the problem. So I moved it over here. So I'm gonna make sure, I just planted this yesterday. I'm gonna make sure that it's getting enough water and hopefully it thrives. But I do have to cut it back some. You can see like some of these stems, you can see that they're dry, which means some of the branches are dying or were dying. So I'm gonna clip some of that and hopefully it helps this plant. And from when I plant all these stuff, what is it, 2 days ago I plant all this stuff, or 3 days ago, it's still looking beautiful. I just have to put some water because I try to give them extra water during the day, so that since I plant them in the heat, well, we had great days when I plant this, so I wouldn't say that. But because it's hot and I plant them in the ground, I try to give them extra water. Okay, the next thing I plant, moving up here. Now this is the spot that the tree was at, right over here that you see digged up, and I just kind of cover it up back. And we're gonna put a little bit of soil, put back some grass seed, and hopefully the grass will grow over this nicely again. Now over here, all I did was stake this one tree right here. Well, my husband helped me stake this one. It looks like it's in an angle, but the tree is actually very straight and holding very tightly, and it looked so much better than it was a few days ago. I also planted this what is this plum tree? This plum, I'm trying not to video everything about my neighbors and try to keep it a little private. Let me angle it this way and see, so I can angle the camera back into my yard. Okay, there we go. So I planted this plum tree a few days ago as well, and it's doing really good. And I think one of the reasons this tree is doing really good, this tree was in a pot, so it was getting a lot of nutrients. And then when I put it in the ground, I didn't break up the soil or anything. I just put the whole thing in the hole. The hole was large enough, of course, and so I put it in there, and we put a little plant tone, and so far I've been watering it every day, really good. So it's kind of like, normally when you just plant something, it look like it's starting to dry up. This one is doing really good. So I hope it continues to do well, and I hope next year it gives me some fruits. Anyway, I got my hose out here because I was watering the trees. This is one of the tree that I do have to stake. This one, the structure is not that strong yet, so I can still pull and tug on it. You see that? It's a skinny structure, but I do want to stake it so that as it continues to grow, it doesn't like fall over wonky. So I am gonna stake this tree, but again, first things first, I'm gonna get to cleaning my bird bath. So this is the first one in this corner. I'm gonna put this camera to stand up, and I'm gonna get to cleaning this, put on some gloves, and we're gonna start cleaning this one and see how it turns out. down and one more to go. So I got this clean out pretty good. I had this little solar fountain thing sitting on the concrete right here, so it needs to get a little bit of water, and eventually it's gonna start to pump again. Or by tomorrow morning it's really gonna start pumping again once the sunlight really hits it. But as you can see, I got it cleaned out as much as I can. You can barely see a little bit of darkness in there, but the water is very clean. And so the birds can now come and sit here and have a drink of clean water. The purpose we put this bird bath over here is because most of the bird seeds are right over here. We got one sitting behind this tree is blocking it, but yeah. So we had one over here, somewhere over here on something, and the squirrels knock it down, so we no longer have that one. So we only have two. So, and we got 2 bird baths, so that's good enough. So yep, bird bath is clean, area look beautiful, and we're gonna move on to the one in the front. Okay, this is the other one. This one is very dirty because all the leaves and all the debris from this tree, from the flowers, falls into this one. And according to my husband, the birds drink from this one the most. So I definitely need to clean this one out and fill it up back with nice clean water. Okay, number 2 is clean. Now again, just like the other one, some of the little bit of black grime is still inside of it, but it's not as bad. So that with the concrete cleaner, and then I use the brush to clean it up, I still did an awesome job here. I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna show you the concrete cleaner that I use. Just to soak it for about 5 minutes, and then I just use the brush and clean it up. And that did an amazing job, so I am proud of myself. So simple, and I took a long time to get these stuff done. So I had to kind of move around the stake a little bit. The tree of itself is not that strong, it's not that sturdy yet, like it's in the ground from since last year, but it's a little bit wonky. So all I had to do is pull it back a little bit, but I had to find the angle as to holding it straight. So I kind of line it up with the grid on my phone and I can tell that it's straight, because if it does not line up with the grid on my phone, then I know that it's not straight. So I'm standing straight ahead and the grids are lined up, so I know that the tree itself is straight. Okay, If this tree goes to any other angle, then I could just pull the stake and keep moving it until I get it as straight as I need it. But that was simple. This one was a little tough. My husband did this one because the trunk of this tree is a lot stronger. But this trunk is not that strong yet, so it was easy to stake this one. And I didn't push it in too deep in the ground. So let's say if I needed to pull that out to turn the tree, like to pull it back to a different angle, that would be very easy. But it is done.